Hello everyone. In this recording, I'm going to demo how to build a data model in SAP Analytics Cloud. Once you log into the system, again, you see all of the major functions. If you have not imported your Excel file yet, you can start from click on the model builder and from a CSV or Excel file. And then like we showed yesterday, so you can point to your downloaded global bike sale analytic data and start the download. As I already have the data to save time, so I'm going to use my imported file. So I'm going to cancel and cancel this. The imported data where I can find it is not in any of these functions. You need to go. So for example, if you already imported the Excel, you want to use it in different places, and you can go to your file location. It's not in any of the listed files is here. So they call like data draft the data. So if you click on that, you will see the Excel file you imported already. It will exist for 7 days before the system remove it. So I will directly open this Excel file and it will prompt me to the model builder later. If you directly import, you will see something like similar once you finish the importing, and you also can click the file name to open that under SAC. Again, it will prompt, so it's only showing a sample of the data because we have many rows and many columns. And in this table format, as we mentioned, you can do lots of data wrangling, data transformation based upon your planned data structure. I will follow the handout I posted in Blackboard to do a few transformations before we build the model. So you can see the model building, as we emphasized in the class yesterday, must be done after you finish all of the data wrangling. Normally, we don't suggest to change the data structure once the model is built. First, I will use the concatenation to combine the 3 data variables, year, month, and day, as just we did yesterday. So I will highlight, so use the control key and highlight all of the 3 data field and use the transformation prompt, smart transformation, and choose the first one. Be careful, don't double click, because if you just highlight, you already see the prompt here, right? So now I will put the slash. And this new concatenated field will include all of our prior 3 columns. So once you put this and just hit enter and wait a little bit, and the new column will show, but it seems there is an error. The error is not because the concatenation, is because the SAC defined this data as a numerical, but this is the data variable. So when I leave it as highlighted, and then we can change the data type from the right, like right panel. So now is measure, and I will change it to date. Once you change to date, and the error will be cleared. Also, wait a little bit. So now you have a new field to combine all of the 3 prior fields. And that's one major thing you can concatenate or split your current field. And the next one, I'm going to check the customer, the second to this column. So highlight this. And right now is defined as a measure. But because it seems those are numbers, but they are not really number, it's just the customer ID. So we will change this data type to a generic, like a text file. and then add a few properties to the customer data field. And I believe after this, you can see like they have a summary, like the data distribution for this data field. We will add some dimension attributes. Dimension attributes is a very powerful implementation later. Once we link the customer to a few other attributes, we can perform calculations, search the data attributes, and do other powerful applications. And so we can click add. And first you can add a description. And the description will be this one, the next column, the customer description. So I will just click and choose the customer description. Also like wait a little bit. And then add a few, so you can add more than one dimensional attributes to the interested variables. So I will add property variable this time. Description variable, you only have one choice, but for property, we can add multiple. So click on the property and select from the available data fields. So follow the handouts. We will add city. So first I will add the city. So wait a little bit. And then add another. So again, it's property, sales organization. So all the association variables with the customer. And then third, property again, country. And then the first, latitude. And the longitude later. So that will give us the location choices later, okay, to build the map analysis. If you don't associate with the latitude and longitude, you couldn't perform the mapping analysis later. So I think we just need one more. No. Oh, I already have the longitude and latitude. It doesn't matter the sequence of the adding the properties as long as you add all of them under the customer variable. So we add the description and additional properties. And then we will do similar thing for the product. We have product description and category description division. So highlight the product field, and is already a generic. We will leave it as it is, and then add a dimension. So we will add a description. Will be only one choice. Then add the property. We have 3 of them. So product category. Then category description. And finally, the division. Suggested, you can see they only suggested these 3, and those are our choices. So we finished the property addition to the product. And now if you follow the handouts, step 9 is we are looking for the unit of measurement. Since we have all, I believe so they said we don't need to really use, so you can see under the unit of measure, we have all the ST as the value. So this one you really don't need it, so we can delete this column. And so you can use the second function, okay, this one. So you can hide, or you can delete completely. Okay, so I will delete. And then the next step, we will create two hierarchies. Hierarchies is also an important data structure used by all analysis tools, right? So we have similar hierarchy definition in Tableau and in other softwares. We will build a customer hierarchy and then do a product hierarchy. Hierarchy can give us choices for granularity and filter and other powerful applications later. So I need to go back to my customer column again. So highlight your customer column, then continue to scroll down from the, I believe here. On the action ribbon, choose level based. So you can see the adding of the hierarchy is not under the property or not under the right panel is listed as one of the action choices. So click on this hierarchy and then choose your hierarchy name. Okay, choose a meaningful. And once you choose your name, you couldn't change it later. So it's a one time. So I will just call customer hierarchy. And then we will add the hierarchy levels, because the hierarchy, is normally from like level 1, level 2. So when we choose the list, actually we come from the backwards. So first we will choose customer, and then the second will be sales organization, and then finally will be country. So 3 levels. Country is the overall, then sales organization, and then customer. I think double check before you confirm, okay, before you put on OK. You can edit the hierarchy later, but not the name. You can edit the structure or adding levels, delete the levels, but not the name. So I think I'm done here. So click on OK. And later, now you can see is indicated this is a hierarchy variable. Then we will do the similar thing for product again. So highlight your product column and add the hierarchy choice. And it's still using my like prior. Okay, I will add a new. So be careful, do not change. Okay, if you change, you change your customer hierarchy, but choose to add a new one. So product hierarchy. And for this one, the first level will be product. Then category description, also backwards, and then division. And click on OK to confirm it. And it will become a variable with hierarchy. For hierarchy, when we, for example, do any type of analysis, if you use the customer or product, we can choose the different level or different granularity for your analysis without triggering or adding the hierarchy variables. And step 12, we will add a geo-enrichment variable so we can perform mapping analysis later. For this one, I believe this is so geo, even we already have the location, longitude, latitude, but we need to confirm, or we need to combine everything together to a customer location. So we will use it for further analysis. So click on this one and use coordinates. And name your location variable, which is called customer location. That will be our main geo enrichment variable. And select a column. I believe this is customer location as the name and select the customer as the location ID and the customer description and as the customer as the location description. Okay, is consistent with your customer ID and the description. Then you already should have the latitude and longitude because these two, remember, we put it as a attribute, dimension attribute for customer. So it's already pop up here, and we just confirm the create. Just wait a little bit. So you will have a customer location new data field in the modeling. I think by this time we finished most of our data wrangling or data transformation. So we are ready to build our model. After we build the model, we can do some fine tuning without changing the data structure, such as I change the decimal places for my measures, or like maybe the currency choices, but not the major data type or data structure. So now you are ready to click the create model. Okay, they will give you a reminder to validate and check your data one more time before you proceed. So the system is checking your data structure, make everything is right and no missing data, no apparent mistake, or like the structures is not conflict with each other. So once you confirm, and you will be prompted to name your data model. Because I already have a couple of copies, so I will just call 2022, but name it as something you think, okay, like I probably call like GP story data, okay, because I'm going to use it for my story building later. And remove the, okay. And it will, if you choose listed in, under like some of your folders, you can do that. I will just put it in my main directory. And once we finish this, there are some like fine tuning of this data model. You can check the instruction, it's optional, and it wouldn't really change your analysis later. Okay, so it's up to you, but just to check it briefly. But we finished the main model build, so we can use this model for the analysis and visualizations later. And you finish, and this is the confirmation. And if you want to check, I believe you can go like this is the confirmation. If you wanted to see our model structure, okay, go to this choice, so model structure, and you will see this schema. Okay, like I demoed my existing models yesterday, so you will see how a filling this schema feature, and then a sample of your model look like. And those are the field summaries. Accounts means the measures, and the generic is like your text files. The customer and the product include their properties. So it doesn't list all of those like customer description, city, country, because it's already combined under your customer and product. But if you click on the account means all of the numerical values we have the measures. So all of these cost, revenue, quantities, so you can edit, okay, all of these choices. For example, I want to change the decimal places. I can do from here. Like sales quantity, I don't really need a decimal. It should be an integer, right? So I can choose. And this one I believe in the handouts. So I will change the decimal places for sales quantity to be 0. And then the units and the currency, you can do some other, but that's like just something I want to take a look. And we have one date variable. The data variable can help us to perform time series of studies later. So I will stop here the demo, and the next demo we will do the data analytic and visualization based upon the model we just built.